If you are thinking about moving to Avenir in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, if you are thinking about Apex at Avenir, I've got something to show you. Welcome to Apex at Avenir. So I did it. I walked all the way about half a mile, maybe a mile, to get to this part in 90-degree weather, in a long sleeve shirt. Anyways, I really wanted to show you guys. That's why they call me the hardest working agent in South Florida. I wanted to get you the entrance to Avenir. Apex at Avenir is a story. Avenir as a whole is an amazing story. We've done several videos on what Avenir as a community is about. Over there, in that direction, is where they're going to put the town center. They broke ground not so long back on the Publix. That's probably getting close to being done. I was told about October, which is a few months away, that's going to open. Several stores outside of that. That way, too, you see all those woods back there? There's going to be more shopping. In fact, those things, I think, are going to be, had an easier time with the permitting. Down there, so you have these two towers here, right? You have those same towers down there. You might not be able to see them. It's a little bit far, and that's about another mile down that way. It's a little bit of a distance. But part of the story here at Apex and in Avenir is this. The Avenir community as a whole is 3,950 homes, and the whole community itself is a story unto itself. So this road here is where this is Avenir Drive right now. This is the first road. I've said this before. We've had people who didn't buy because that light wasn't in. That was a crazy mistake because you could have made hundreds of thousands of dollars buying at that time. This whole area is developing like wildfire. There are lots of communities that haven't even opened yet. Panther National is down there. That's a 5 to 10 million plus type of community. Showed a home in there about a week and a half ago. But anyways, this is the story. Avenir is going to be, when all is said and done, one of the nicest communities, in my opinion, in all of Palm Beach County. Right now, Avenir as a whole, and especially Apex, is the hottest area in Palm Beach County and all of South Florida. So whether you're looking at Apex or whether you're looking at Coral Isles is right there, Watermark is right there, Avondale's up the street. So whether you're looking at any of the communities in Avenir, they all have different personalities. And we can guide you online, but really the best way to figure out for your own is to come in, have a visit, and help us take you around and learn what Avenir is all about. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by EXP Luxury. Welcome. Each week we show you what it's like living here in South Florida. Each week we show you and explain what it's like moving to Palm Beach and all of South Florida. This week we're going to do what we've done many times before. We're going to be highlighting one of the hottest new construction communities in all of the land, and it's Apex at Avenir. Recently, when people are looking to relocate to this area and they're looking at the Palm Beach area, I will say this is an area, before you go back on away from your trip, you really want to check this community out. And I'll tell you why. There's a good story here. Avenir as a whole is a great story, but within Avenir, there's Apex. Later in this video, we're going to be putting one of the quick delivery homes on MLS. So you want to stick around to get a little bit of highlights about their biggest model there. And in addition, you also want to stick around because we're going to do a little bit of a community overview. There's a story to be told here. And if you're thinking about Palm Beach, this is a story you're going to want to know. Also stick around because we're going to take you through that model, their biggest model, the detail that this builder puts together in terms of decorating the models is exquisite. Everybody I know that walks into a home by this builder and they look at the decorative features are impressed. So stick around for that. You're not going to want to miss it. 18 years ago, my family and I relocated to this beautiful part of the world we call Palm Beach, Florida, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find honor to help people perhaps like you do the exact same things. If you're thinking about moving to this area and you want to ask questions from people who've actually done it before, well, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you can see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. But literally two of the best ways is in the description, in the comments section, there's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is set up some time for us to speak either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating here to sunny South Florida. The activity at this community has been on fire since they opened late last year. They had, the grand opening was a great success. They recently opened their decorated models, another flurry of activity. Let me give you some ideas. They are late, basically within 7 months. There's some numbers, give you an idea of the numbers, I should say. Basically, within 7 months, they are 33% sold out. That's nuts. They're at about, depending on whether it's today, tomorrow, certainly by the time you see this video, there'll be more. They're basically at about just shy of 200 homes sold. They're at about 190 homes sold right now. I have some details on what are some of the better models shown. I'll give you that, but there are some other details I have here. Reach out to our office if you want to know more, get more specific, because there's a lot involved when it comes to considering a home here in Palm Beach Gardens and or Avenir. One of the big stories about this community is their clubhouse. So you see here, this is Coconut Boulevard behind me. That is the dividing line between the east part and the west part of Avenir. And so what happens is everybody on that side, like I'm looking at Solana Bay right now, everybody who's on that side, like Solana Bay over there, they're going to get the other clubhouse. Everyone that's on this side, on the western part of Coconut Boulevard, is getting the clubhouse that's built actually on their premises, including a new community coming up through another builder that's set to open next year. But the clubhouse here is going to be, for an all-age community, it's nuts. We typically expect, all these elaborate amenities for 55 plus. But if you're looking for an all-age community with elaborate amenities at a really good cost, this is a community that you need to check out. Regarding the timing of that clubhouse, they're building it right now. The expectation is, now remember, storms, things, anything could happen between now and then. They're expecting the clubhouse to be complete at around Q4, that's the fourth quarter of year 2025. They started building this community in 2023. So the people who got in here the earliest got the best prices. It is still early enough to get really good prices here. And people say the market's slowing. They keep raising prices because demand is literally that high. The quickest, the homes that were started initially will be closing. They're set to close at the end of the year 2024. I have one of those listed. So if you're looking at the community's in a sweet spot right now. If you want to build from scratch, you can do it. If you want a quick delivery home and you want something earlier, you can do it. What I find, we are a relocation company. We help people relocate from all over the world to here in this area. And what I find is one of the elements that clients like more often than not is the option of whether you can move in now or whether you can build or whether it's to be built. One of the big factors when you're choosing between that or the other, when it's a to-be-built home, you will get to pick all your features, whether it's cabinets, flooring, and all that. When you do a quick delivery home, depends on the stage you're in, but if your quick delivery home is set to close relatively soon, you probably will not have a lot of latitude on picking any of the features. But if you're a little bit further out, sometimes they do give you a choice of being able to fix and change some of those features. But in general, if you want choice and if you want to build your dream home, to be built is the way to go. Reach out to our team. I'd love to explain that to you personally on a call. So don't just walk into the sales center. I know the community looks great and you're anxious to go see it. Don't do that. It's a mistake to just walk directly into that sales center. We highly recommend independent representation. Living in Palm Beach, we help people like you look at these places, they consider these places, and there's some big advantages when getting independent representation when looking at new construction homes. When you walk into any builder's community, they want to sell you the new construction home in their community. Sometimes there are existing homes for sale. If you go to Solana Bay or Avondale up there, they might have existing inventory that might be a better fit for you. I'm going to tell you that. When you walk into any sales center, in general, they want to sell you what they have new to be built or quick delivery on their thing. We're unbiased in that regard. But here's the deal. We need to be there on your first visit. That is key. I can't begin to tell you how many times I had people say, "Hey Ray, we were just in Solana Bay, we were just in Apex, and last week, that would be a mistake. That would be too late for us to get involved. In order for us to represent you, we need to be there on your first visit. What does it cost to use a company like ours at living in Palm Beach, Florida? Well, zero out of your pocket. It's the builder who pays us directly, and they're happy to do it. The reason is they want a company like ours to help introduce people like you, perhaps, to that beautiful community. Zero out of your pocket, and we have a transaction coordinating team that will help keep them accountable. We will be there through your whole journey. If you want help and advice on the inspections, do I get one? Do I not get one? The title, any of that stuff, that's what we're there for. We don't just introduce you to the broker, which is an important element of it, but we also will be there and give you advice throughout from initial meeting to closing. So they have 2 collections. Later on, I'll do a little bit of an overview from the website. I got to talk to you about that. Don't register on the website. What happens is they will assign you somebody. Let me help you introduce you to the community. I will help you pick the consultant that I feel is best fit for you. So if you want help with that, you reach out to our team and I'll set that up. But more on the website is that the prices you see on the website are not the price of the home that you can expect to pay. It is just for the base price of the mod. It doesn't include the land, and it doesn't include the upgrade. So don't get caught up as it just says this price. Normally there's those 2 other elements which could add up to a lot, and we'll help guide you as to what to expect when it comes to what it costs to add the lot and the upgrades. This community is selling so fast that they currently have already 55 homes under construction. They got several waiting in line with permitting and all that. So that's 55 right now. They have currently, they manage their releases. Currently, they have 25. This will change. By the time you watch this video, it will change. But they've currently 25 home sites on their Summit collection under construction. Available. That's their higher end collection. And they also have they have 19 home sites available in their Pinnacle collection as they manage the construction and the release of the sales here at Apex in Avenir and Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So what are the prices? I have to go there now. It's regardless of what the website says, all in, we've had people that have been in here, that have gotten in here for a little bit under $1 million. It's going to be hard to get in under $1 million now. You can on some of the smaller models. The Dorado is their smallest model. But more or less, you need about $1 million or more. If you want to be an Avenir and your budget's lower than $1 million, up the street, I'd love to help you. We could help you there. Up in Avondale, the Devasta community up there. That's one of the benefits to using us is we don't have a bias whether that's a better community or this is a better community or this is a better community. We'll help guide you, which is why you want to speak to us before you go into any of these communities. The lot prices will always go up. As a community matures and they start selling, they generally speaking will start raising the lot prices. Right now, you can get what they call a garden view, which means non-lake view, for about $10,000 in both collections. By the time you see this video, that might go up a little bit. To be on the water, if you want a lake view, a water view, it's actually a retention pond, it's a pond. But if you want a water view, you can expect to pay right now in the Pinnacle collection today, $65,000, starting at $65,000, and it goes up to $90,000. So you take those prices that you see on the website, add those numbers, and the upgrades. That's a whole nother factor. We can help guide you as to what you can expect, what people are paying for the upgrades, and what the standard features include. So when I moved down here 18 years ago, I would have loved somebody to help me out and show me a map of the area. And so that's what I'm going to do here. So right now, let's go check out where exactly we are when we look at Apex at Avenir.
Here is Avenir as a whole on the map. I'm going to zoom out to give you an idea where we are here in Florida. So as I've said many times before, Florida is a big state. Pensacola to West Palm Beach is a 9-hour ride. The center of West Palm Beach, here in the southeast part of Florida, West Palm Beach in Palm Beach is the capital, is sort of the center, not the capital, but it's the center of Palm Beach. And if we look at Palm Beach Gardens, it's the northernmost part of the county. It still has that exclamation point, like I don't know what I'm doing, Google. You'll find that a lot of this map is going to be older. One day they will update it. It's not today. So downtown Palm Beach Gardens has got a lot going on here. You have the Gardens Mall, which by many people will tell you that it is the nicest mall in the entire state. In my opinion, it is definitely the nicest mall in the area. It includes the Boca Town Center Mall. Sorry, Boca. Also, next to downtown at the Garden, next to Gardens Mall is downtown at the Gardens. Cheesecake Factory happens to be one of the things there. The Yard House, another. The Yard House is a staple in that place. It has a story of being a boom and a bust, and right now they're going through a big rebuild of the area. But it is a big part of downtown at the Garden, this whole section here. And I'll show you on a map what they're looking to do to make this all more accessible when it comes to Apex and Avenir as a whole. So as I zoom out here a little bit on, well, let me do this first. If you go a little bit north, Donald Ross Road is the best beach, is the best road to the best beach. Juno Beach, in my opinion, is the best beach. Juno Beach and a close second might be Jupiter Beach. You can see this pier out here. So this is going to be one of the nicest beaches that you're going to access. If you live in Apex and Avenir, that is going to likely be your beach. It's also dog friendly. Here you go, a dog beach. So if you go a little bit further north of the pier, they actually even have an off-leash dog beach. And then if you go a little bit further north, you have Jupiter Beach, which is an amazing beach. Also I want to point out is that some of the nicest restaurants are in Jupiter. Continuing north on this map here, this is the Jupiter Inlet. So there's a ton of fishing, and that's where the beach is as well. This is where a lot of the restaurants are. Guanabana's is a staple when it comes to restaurants. There's an area here called Restaurant Row. I call Restaurant Row. So if you live in Palm Beach Gardens, and if you live at Apex in Avenir, you'll have access to all this stuff. But I am going to be moving down the main road through Gardens. They call it Gardens sometimes, not just Palm Beach Gardens, but Gardens. Is PGA Boulevard. PGA Boulevard is stopped sort of here. And let me give you a little bit of insight as to what they're doing in terms of the development in Avenir and in and around Apex. So I've been speaking the Avenir story now for several years, going back before COVID. And now people are starting to know what it is, but way back then, no one ever heard. Avenir, they look at you like you have three heads. It was not something that was widely known. It's still sort of not. But anyway, I've had, the story I want to bring up is I've had people in the early days that were very afraid to buy there because they didn't feel like the infrastructure was there, like lights, traffic lights and stuff like that. And I've had people when I was showing homes, and then the other Apex wasn't around then. This was going back to the Toll Brother communities of Wingate and Watermark as an example, that they would say they would try to make the left turn on the main road through Avenir, North Lake Boulevard, and they couldn't get on the road because the traffic light was not good. Well, that was a mistake because prices have gone up in this area more than any place else. In my opinion, they will continue. They have overperformed this area. Avenir has overperformed Palm Beach. Also, Palm Beach has overperformed Florida. And when it comes to Florida has overperformed the whole country. This is the sweet spot when it comes to investment, when it becomes to things holding value. And as a former trader, Wall Street trader, ran a trading desk for a large bank, I look at trends. Trends have a tendency to continue. I personally think this will continue. Let me show you a little bit about what they're doing in terms of infrastructure that'll make the Avenir and the Apex story even more exciting. So as we travel west on North Lake, the main road in Palm Beach Gardens, the southern part, and the main road currently through Avenir, this is Avenir as a whole. And before I get to the road situation, I want to tell you this. This whole section here is Avenir. It is approximately it's actually just shy of 5,000 acres. So it's a big piece of property. It is only allowed to be developed on half of it, approximately 2,500 acres. This area is going to be natural preserve. They're not going to let you build, not going to let developers come in, buy it, and develop it. So you're going to keep a little bit of the integrity, not a little bit, but a lot of the integrity of the area. I want to tell the Panther National story really quick. This is an extremely high-end community. It's one of the other reasons why I think values were going to hold in this area. This is a community. I was there over last weekend. Homes start at $4.5 million. They have some signature. I'm going to do a whole video on this community. I need to. They have some signature homes that start at about $4.5 million. They go up to, sky's the limit, 15 million as an example. There's an airport here. This is not the West Palm Beach, the Palm Beach International Airport. This is like a jet setter type of airport. It's going to be able to, there's infrastructure for high-end people to live here. Another good story about this area. So if you have the people that like have small planes, own small planes, that want to fly to like Key West and the Hamptons and places like that, this is where they're going to probably fly into. Getting back to Apex and Avenir, and the infrastructure story, this is currently the main way in, is right now through Avenir Drive. Now, this was the only way really through, and you could tell they've got these two big Gothic, I call them, fountains. I always say anyone can go here, I say, and even us peasants are allowed to go to this area. I've jokingly said in the past, but this is the entrance. They've spent a lot of money on. These are all nice palm trees. They've spent a lot of money on this area, and this is the main entrance. As you can see, it shows like it's not built out a lot, but it is. It's not. It's very different today. This is Carlisle's. This is it's labeled as Wingate. It's not. It's Watermark. Wingate is over here, and then this is as you can tell, I know Avenir very well. I've sold in almost every one of these communities. This is a sold out community which we've done business, is called Latieri. But let's go back to the big story. One of the reasons why this area is going to be crazy. The town center here. This is going to be the town center. It is. They've already started. They've made progress on Publix. The big shop is going to be a huge Publix here. It is going to be the first thing in there. It's scheduled literally just a few months away from opening. This is Coconut Boulevard, which takes you to the southern part, places like Wellington, Royal Palm Beach, the southern part of the county. This is closed right now. So this is where Apex is, right here. So they were selling before the sales center was open. They were selling from an entrance over here somewhere, and they closed that down for construction, and they've opened it up to here, which is the main entrance into Apex is on Coconut. This is currently closed. This is Coconut Boulevard. If you could look really close, you can see it's closed, right? So today they're building what you have over here, the fountains, the Gothic fountains. They're building this right here. It looks it's coming along. They're building it extremely fast. Once permits get are done with these things, they move pretty quickly. And again, the town center's right here. So this is going to be your main road into Apex. And here's the big story about this whole thing, is that when they're building this forward, this is all nothing. Their intention is to build this up to Beeline Highway. And once you get to Beeline Highway, it's going to change the whole dynamic of the area, because now you can go into PGA Boulevard, the main street through the main road to Palm Beach, downtown Palm Beach Gardens. The city and the planning council for Avenir and Palm Beach Gardens, they meet all the time. I've got people that I know well that sit in on those meetings, and I get the scoop on everything that's going on. So I have a good handle on things, but it's suffice it to say that things are moving along, and that map is part of the story if you're thinking about buying Apex or anywhere in Avenir in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
I hope you found that helpful. As you can see, we are in a really strategic place when it comes to the location here at Apex, when it comes to the location of Avenir in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Also, the lot sizes are larger. So if you pick a a Summit, like if you ever go to their map online, you'll see they're divided up. They will put Summit homes on Summit lots. They will put Pinnacle homes on Pinnacle lots. So it's important. Obviously, with the Summit being the larger of the two collections, the lots are going to be bigger, which is why the prices are higher when it comes to purchasing your lot here at Apex at Avenir. Looking at that larger collection, the Summit collection, it's the Adonis and the Olympus that are the most popular right now. That changes. Their Zenith, which is the model that we'll show with you later in a little bit, is their largest, and that home is gigantic. Lots of times, new construction communities don't showcase homes that large, but here, luckily, at Apex is one of the beautiful factors about what they offer here. They do. You can buy a home here over 5,000 square feet for new construction. One of the other things I like about the lots is that they have some unique lots. So if you want a pie-shaped lot with a long lake view, awesome, they have it. Listen, we do a lot of business here in Avenir. I personally bring people here literally every week. Went to contract a few days ago here. One of the things that Solana Bay across the street boasts about what they're just a different community. One of the things they boast about is they have the largest lake in Solana Bay, but their lots are not as unusual as compared, in my opinion, as compared to Apex. Apex, you have pie-shaped lots, you have long lake views, you have all. So because I gave you what the lots start at, in many cases, the lot prices can go as high as hundreds, plural, of thousands of dollars. And you might say, oh, who's going to buy that? Well, that's wrong. When they did one recently, one of the unique lots a while back, a couple months back, they literally had to do a lottery. Demand was so high for those two lots in particular. Reach out to our team if you want to know which lots those were. That they set the price at several hundreds of thousands of dollars. They had people lining up, and they did a mini lottery just for those lots. They do a great job of managing the construction. They do a great job of managing the release, and they really do it on behalf of you. And also, they want to make it so that you're not sitting there. You buy your house and there's construction all around you. They make it so that you buy your home and everything in your area will be done and complete by the time you move in.
So in a minute, I'm going to go to our listing. Some of the builders, what they do, because we do a lot of relocation business, we bring a lot of buyers to the builders from out of state. So that's our business here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by EXP Luxury Homes. Because we bring so much activity to the builders, they lots of times have us help them market their listings when they have a quick delivery home. As an example, we just did some decorated models in one of their other communities that we sold out of the ones that they gave us. Some of the other builders might have others, but we sold out of all those. That community is just about finished. More on that later or another time. But so we are in the process of listing one of the largest homes, one of the nicest homes at in Apex at Avenir. It is the Zenith model. If you were to go to some of the GL homes or other communities, as an example, down in Boca, there's Lotus Palm and Lotus Edge. It's the same similar model to what they call the Maldives. It is a big home. Just to give you a couple of details, it is 5 bedrooms, 5 bath, 5 full bath, two half baths, a den, a game room, a loft, a media room, 4-car garage. It's gigantic. Anyways, this particular model is on lot 4. They call it lot 42. Under air conditioning or living space, it's 5,260 square feet. If you add everything up, it includes the garage and the loggia and stuff. It's actually a grand total of just shy of 6,600 square feet, 6,591 square feet. This home is available in just a couple of months. Let me go to some of the website. Let me give you an office view of some of the story that Apex at Avenir has to tell. Again, we're getting in. It's in the early stages. The decorated models just literally opened just a couple months ago, and activity or attention to the community has been terrific lately. And let me give you an overview of some of the things you can expect if you're looking at or you want to know if you're considering buying a home in Apex at Avenir. So before the entrance was built, this was the rendition of the entrance, and now it's actually in place. This is some of the things that they have in place. There's a guard. They set it up to have a guardhouse. A lot of the communities in Apex, in our Avenir, do not have this feature, and I think it's actually pretty important when people are considering looking at homes in any community here in South Florida. It costs more money, but in my opinion, it's worth it. So when we go, as I mentioned earlier about independent representation, we really need to be there on your first visit. But when we go, one of the first things that they're going to tell you when we sit down with the consultant, we're going to talk about what kind of homes they have. They have two collections. I'll get to the community map in a second as well, but the Pinnacle collection and the Summit collection. If you buy a Pinnacle home, it needs to go on a Pinnacle lot. If you buy a Summit home, it needs to go on a Summit lot. The Summit are bigger homes. There's a couple of them that are more popular than others. Let me go to here. This is where you're going to find them. The Adonis is one of the pop in the Summit community. The Summit community sells very well. You would think that because it's more money, that it's not going to sell as well. Like, as an example, the base price of this house is $1,336,000 today. That'll change by the time you're seeing this video, likely, because as they make sales, they raise prices. Why I say the people getting earliest get the best deals. And then the Olympus is 1 million, almost 1.6 million, 1,596,900. These are two of them popular models. And this doesn't include the land. And let me talk a little bit about that. So one of the things that's sometimes confusing to people is the pricing on the homes on the website. By the way, do not register on the website. If you do that, they'll automatically assign it to somebody to work with you. You don't want that. Let me help you get people that help out. Listen, GL Homes in general have the best salespeople in the industry, period, down here in South Florida. But I think, I would, knowing you, as I get to know you, I could figure out who might be the best fit at the home to help guide you. So let me help you figure out who that right person is. Believe it or not, too, it depends on what day you're coming in, because sometimes it's some of these people might not be around, so I could help you with that. So don't register on the website. But regarding the website, when you look at the pricing on there, I get people that challenge me all the time. But it says 1.5 million. How come you're showing me this house at 1.8 million? What kind of deal you giving me, Ray? I get that. Believe it or not. There's no discount for going directly to them. I've mentioned that. I'm going to mention that earlier. Hopefully I mentioned it earlier, and hopefully you understand that. They actually help. It helps bringing me in because I help them. I help bring people, and they want to keep me happy living in Palm Beach. But the prices on the website are just the base price of the home. That's why they're lower. That's why they purposely do that. It's a sort of a sales tactic that everyone in the building industry uses, and the new home business use. It's just the price. It does not include the land, and it does not include the upgrades. I just sold a small home in one of their other communities. The upgrades were $300,000 and it didn't even have a pool. In a 2,600 square foot home. So you can go to town with their upgrades. So if you look at like a quick delivery, which they have quick delivery homes here in Apex, lots of times they'll put upgrades that they think people are choosing. But on the website, again, the things I want to point out here, don't register, and the price on there is just the base price, and it does not include the price of a land or the upgrades. All right, everyone, here's the map. Here's the community map. And they're as good as you could make it bigger and mess around with it. Sometimes there have been times when you can go in there and actually see what turns green and red. Generally speaking, when you go there, when you see a red dot on a home, it means it's sold. They don't release everything at once. That's something else I got to mention here. They manage their, any builder does it. Lots of builders do this. They manage their releases very well. And they don't release everything at once. They'll release it in sections so that you're not living in constant construction after you buy your house. As you can see here, you've got two shades of colors, and the lighter shade here is the Pinnacle Select collections, the smaller homes that start at about, the base price start at about $880,000, and the Summit collection, which is the darker green, which starts at 1.3 million. And let me go in there. So if you look at some of these big lots, like this lot 516 is going to be a lot of money. I had some notes. I speak to these guys all the time. One of the strengths of working with us is we know the other builders. We know what's going on all the time, and we can help guide you. This might not be, this might surprise you. This might not be the community for you. And if it is, I'm going to say that. If you go to any of these builders in general, they want you to buy their product. We're not like that. We want to help you. We want to help you be happy, whether it's at Apex or whether it's at Riverland or whether it's at Avondale, whatever is the better fit, Panther National, whatever the best fit is for you. I've had someone that turned down Apex to go to Panther National, to consider Panther National, because he's got a $5 million budget. You could do that. So I wanted to say, there was just recently, one of the Summit Collection homes sold for, a lot. I'm not going to say it here. If you want to know what it is, reach out. But it was multiple six figures. It's more, a number more than three, maybe even more than four. Let's put it that way, for the lot of land here. So I actually had a client in the early days that bought a section in the Pinnacle selection for $5,000. So here's the deal with this. If you're buying on water in general, it is going to be less money. If you're buying on the water, it's going to be more money. You see this lot here, as an example, this 596 is not going to be as high as, I don't even know, I'm just making this up because I know how this works. They have a land algorithm. 392 is going to be worth more because it's looking at a fountain, it's looking at a lake. This 386 is going to be a premium. You know why? There's some great factors here with lot 386. It's got a long lake view. So you get this, you come out, you see a long lake. It's overlooking a fountain, and it's got an easement next to it. That's something that also people look for, because it's going to appear that your home, you have more land. It's going to be a land that's common area. They use this to get into to maintain the lakes, so that the community, the Avenir people can come in here, maintain the lakes. They have to get to it somehow. So they do this. You're not supposed to landscape this, but it does appear that you have more land you do have more land in between houses here. So that is going to be a reason why that lot's going to cost more. Let me give you a little bit more on the lots. I can tell you this right now. This is recent data, and it changes because as they sell houses, they change prices. But the lots start at $65,000 in the Pinnacle right now, which might change tomorrow by the time this video comes out. And in the Summit, it's at $90,000. So as I mentioned, I did one at 5. Now it's at 65. So I'm telling you, it's going to go up from there. Summit is good. They're wider lots, and that's why you're going to. That's why the prices are a bit more. Actually, let me repeat that. Let me retract that a little bit. 65,000 for the Pinnacle and 90,000 for the Summit are for water lots. Sorry, water lots. So if you want a water lot, and a lot of people do, to live on a lake, that's the way it works. If you want a garden view, look here, this is a garden view. So if you're looking at lot like 200, you can see you have the land here, and it backs up to a road. Your back it's very private. Some people do like it. A garden view can be as little as $10,000. So when it comes to lots, it's really your choice. And this is something that you can take away from not just Apex at Avenir, but any new construction community. It's your personal choice. Some people like myself, I don't back up where I live. I don't back up into to a water lot because I chose that. Yes, it's less money, number one. And number two, more importantly, my book, it's more private. So I don't have, like when you look at a lake, as you can see from the map, you have a lot of people looking in on your backyard. You could, of course, landscape it to prevent that, but then you're defeating the purpose of having a water lot. So anyways, it's personal choice. I know people who are adamant about having lake lots, water views. I know people that are adamant about having private lots, garden lots, as they call it here. The choice is really yours. So let me take a moment here to look at the clubhouse. And let me play this video real quick. These videos don't always come over well on the when I show it on a website and whatnot, but suffices to say that there's a lot of stuff here. World-class gym. They're gonna have a restaurant, a restaurant on premises. There's going to be, in general, this is a map of everything. There is going to be a lot of stuff. I'm going to stop it right here. There's going to be a lot of stuff here in the at the clubhouse here. They're going to show the western part. In general, and this is just a rendition. Let me stop it here because it's not going to help you all that much. In general, the way Avenir works is if you live on Coconut Boulevard, that's the dividing line of Avenir. If you live in Coconut East, you're going to be using the clubhouse that's existing. This is an important point on CDD fee. So the eastern part has the existing clubhouse that's up and running, and it is gorgeous. Beautiful clubhouse. So communities like Coral Isles, communities like Watermark and Wingate, the Toll Brother communities like Latieri, done by K. Ovanian, they're all using that. If you are west of Coconut Boulevard, you're going to be using the clubhouse that's under construction. It's due. Let's see, I have it here real quick. The clubhouse projected for Q4 of 2025. So they actually started building it. So it's going to be ready at the end of 2025. And that's going to be for everybody that's west of Coconut Boulevard. It has something that I think that a lot of people ask for. You know, what I like about what GL does is, and a good builder does this, they listen to what people are saying and they sort of go forward. When they do their Valencia communities, everyone gets a little better because they listen to feedback and they take it and they use it to develop their future communities. So they will have a formal dining room, a formal restaurant, so the dining room, more of a restaurant at the clubhouse, which is not done in all ages. That's something that's more done in 55 plus communities. This is not a 55 plus community. This is an all age community. They're going to be sharing this clubhouse with the recently announced L'Ambiance, French, the community done by Coulter that has yet to open at the filming of this video. And they're going to be sharing that. But if you live in Apex, they will be cut out to go from the clubhouse into the community. The clubhouse is going to be on the premises of Apex, and the other communities west will use it. There are going to be less people, it appears, less homes using the western clubhouse, but the people of L'Ambiance at Coulter will be using it, but they won't be able to get into the rest of the community at Apex at Avenir. So it says here, I'm just going through some of the stuff here. It says here over 180 homes sold. It's more than that now. It's actually, I just got the update yesterday. It's 190 homes as of the filming of this. They're selling again. They're selling pretty quickly. This is a rendition of the town center. This is Publix. Also across the street on the other side of Westlake, they are working on some other big shopping center communities. There's going to be a lot here. They're going to try to make this like a self-sufficient area. And then we talked about the entry. So this is going to be an area onto its own here at Avenir. And if you live at Apex at Avenir. So when we work together, one of the things I hear a lot of, what I like about communities of this character right now, the stage it's in, is they offer to-be-built homes and they offer quick delivery homes. I like that because it gives you as a buyer a choice. It depends on your timeline. When we work together at living in Palm Beach, Florida, and we help you guys, one of the first questions I'm going to ask you is what's your timeline? Because it's different. Some people are adamant about having certain cabinets and certain flooring and stuff like that. That is not a quick delivery home because the quick delivery homes, there's limited flexibility on the features and the options that you pick. But on these let me show you quickly some of these quick delivery homes that they have coming up. This is a Calypso quick delivery home for 1.2 million. 1.3 million, the Capella, the Pegasus, the Lynx. This is the one I've listed, the biggest one, Crane Crossing. It's almost $2 million. But so if your time frame is like a couple months from now, you can have this house. But if you want to pick your own your own features, this is the route you're going to go. This is something where you're going to make an appointment with the people at the design center, and that's really a function of what's important to you. I get people that really that you can't have both. Let me put this: I get a lot of people that think that they can get both. You can't. Either you build from scratch and you pick everything, and it takes about 14 months. Let's call it. It depends on how their building cycle is, but currently it's about 14 months. And then you pick everything. You do your appointments. You put down a deposit. The first thing is you put a reservation down. Call our office. I can run you through the process of it. And if you're coming down, you need to be prepared for this. Reservation, go to contract with about 10% right now. Like that could change. Then about a month or so, 2 months, you do your options. And I can help you with this stuff. But your options are what will require a second deposit. Everything else comes at closing. The process is much more simpler on a quick delivery home because you don't pick those. They've already permitted with the city of Palm Beach Gardens, what options are there. So if you are further out, there's a chance you could, like if it's a longer duration, a quick delivery home, there's a chance you might be able to change some minor stuff. But in general, if it's a close delivery, close time frame, shorter duration delivery, there's not going to be any changes. They've chosen the upgrades, and the way they do it is they see what's popular. It's not like they're going to pick for you a pink countertop. They don't do that. I mean, as far as I know, that no one wants a pink countertop. Listen, if you like a pink countertop, weigh in. Let me know down below. But I'm guessing there's only one, maybe two of you guys out there. But in general, no kidding aside, they're not going to give you a lot of flexibility. So you can't be flexible and have a short duration. You got to choose one or the other. Reach out to our team. I'd love to guide you as to what's involved in the process when it comes to buying a home at Apex or any new construction community here in Florida. So this community is selling very fast. They've sold roughly a third of the homes. There's going to be 562, I think is the number, 562 homes in the community in 7 months. That is incredibly quick. If you look at the other communities around, it's not as quick. If you want to know the differences and the pros and cons of buying an Apex or the pros and cons of buying any community in Avenir, reach out to our team. I've done business in practically all of them. And I work with all the builders. I've got a good relationship with them all. And I could tell you what their strong points are and where they're not as strong as compared to their competitors. And a list, how do you say, a New York Stock Exchange listed company, a big national builder is going to operate in a different manner than a privately held company. And we can walk you through what your expectations should be with that. As an example, when it comes to rate buy downs, I know people are interest rate sensitive today. When it comes to rate buy downs, that's one of the benefits of a bigger of New York Stock Exchange traded national builder is they have deeper pockets to buy more mortgages. That's how they offer these rate buy downs with interest rates at 7%. Now they might be able to give you interest rate below 5%. GL Homes is able to do it, just so you know, on some shorter duration homes. But anyways, reach out to our team. I can walk you through that process. We'd love to help you figure out what might be right for you and your family.
Welcome to Model Row at Apex at Avenir. So here we are on Model Row. This community just opened their models up literally a couple weeks ago, and they're showing really well. The traffic's been extremely strong here. I just wanted to give you a sense as to if you were to come here, obviously with us, for an appointment here at Apex, what to expect. In terms of models. They have over here's the Pegasus, over there's the Orion. Those are some of their more popular models. Odonis and the Meridian, all here on Model Row at Apex in Avenir. Here we are in front of the Zenith, which is the largest model here at Apex at Avenir. So as we walk in the model home of the Zenith, as you could tell, it's a large house. It does have a formal dining room. Lots of the builders in some of their models, and many of their models, are getting away from the formal dining room, but some traditionalists do appreciate it. So here they have like a little wine area here. The designers do a good job of giving you ideas of what to do. Generally speaking, people might use that as a storage closet, something like that. But I think the decorators do a good job of giving you ideas of things you can do and ideas of how you can utilize the areas. Kitchen is great. One thing you might notice is that the colors they're using in today's models are much more earthy tones. If you go back a few years, they were using a little bit more grays and whatnot. And if you go here in the new models here, Jill Holmes uses it a lot, like the Lotus community. They have it there too. They've been getting away from that and using the more earthy tones. The other thing that I want to point out is that the island itself, island is nice and wide. It's another feature that many of the new homes are showing. Large sinks. So in general, this is a pretty big area. Now what I like about this house is it's got like two areas. So that's a kitchen. Here's your dining. Here's your family. So as we go across, on the other side of the television here, you have another area. So on their bigger houses here in GL, they'll have sort of two functional family areas. This one shows as being sort of an office. You can use this for however you like. Again, just giving you ideas on how to utilize the room here at the Zenith. But it's a large house here at the Zenith at Apex in Avenir. The other thing I appreciate about what they do is when they show their homes with nice pool areas. You can see the construction along the way. This is a quick delivery home. We're in the middle of getting it ready. This is a home that probably by the time this video shows will have been sold. But they do have the community's been around long enough now where there are some quick delivery homes available here at Apex at Avenir, and you can sometimes get your best deals on those. So reach out to our team. We'd love to help you, introduce you to the builder, and get an idea as to what's available right now in terms of quick delivery homes here at Apex. That's it for the downstairs here at the Zenith model here at Apex. Let's go upstairs. Here in Florida, it's actually very common to have a loft area. You come to the bottom of the top of the stairs, and this is actually a larger than average loft area for most homes. This is a large house. So as you can see here, it's set up quite nice. The bedrooms are off the loft. As you can see here as well, let me just point out, one of the benefits of having a large house like this, a two-story house, is that you have a dramatic look downstairs into the entrance. So then the decorate does a great job with decorating these rooms and homes. Like as an example, they want you to see yourself living here. Like as an example, if you have a child, you have a baby girl, what would be a better room than this one? Also off the loft area here in this model, they have a really nice, it's a movie theater room. When you have a home this large, oftentimes people make a bedroom, or obviously it can be a bedroom, but in this case, in this model, they chose to make it into a movie theater. All right, let's say you have a second girl that you are looking for a bedroom. This is beautiful. They on this in this bedroom, one of the things that's nice about it as well is over this way is the bathroom. It's what people call an ensuite bedroom, meaning that the bathroom is off the bedroom a lot instead of in the hallway. Lots of people look for that. That's a feature, and it's usually something that you find in larger homes. One of the things I'm also finding in general when it comes to laundry rooms like this one here, they are making the builders are designing the laundry rooms to be larger. In general, when you have a two-story home, they've been also designing the laundry room on the second floor because that's where all the bedrooms are. Last but not least, off the loft, is the master suite, which this one's quite nice. Here we go. Also, as like in lots of master suites, you have a his and her closet. The hers is always a little bit larger. Go figure. So also now I'm gonna quickly run into the master bath, which is quite incredible. So the master suite takes up a good portion of the second floor here at the Zenith model in Apex at Avenir. Avenir, Apex at Avenir, paradise here in South Florida.